show you what I think is one of the industry's best niche products. It's a product called Cabbunk, and it's an innovative way of adding beds into any Fiat, Peugeot, Citroën van. I'm here with its founder, creator. Well, you're everything, Cabbunk. This is Richard. How are you doing, buddy?
Good, thanks, Matt.
We've known each other a very long time, haven't we? I've got so many old friends in this industry. I love it. Yeah. And you're definitely one of the most special.
Thank you very much. And you're special as well to me.
We're here on the Globecar stand. Massive thanks to them for allowing us to come into the show early this morning before it fills up with all the people. So we're going to fit a Cabbunk into a Globecar.
Yes.
Now, tell us how this product came about.
I like to say we're going to add 2 extra child beds into any camper van. It's not just Peugeot, and it can go into Ford, Transit, Sprinter, Crafter, VW.
Wow, okay.
Transit Custom, all types. If they've got 2 swivel seats, it can take it.
And do you have to choose the right Cabbunk bed set for the van you've got?
Yeah. Largely it's large or small, which is just the width of the van cab. Obviously you could fit the large one in a VW, but you'd have a lot of extra material at the edge. So the small is tailored for those, and the large is for these slightly larger camper vans.
So let's get one fitted in, then you can tell us a bit more about it. So
that's cool. The stretcher hammock is not a new idea. It came from caravans. When we were younger, they had stretchers between 2 poles, and they were really good extra beds, and they worked really well. But to adapt that to a camper van, we needed a suspension method that went over the seats, because it's very special. It allows the Cabbunks to be tensioned and sagged. So although everybody thinks that a flat surface is the thing to sleep on, the body actually curves, so it pays to have a little bit of curve in it, and kids sleep really well in these.
And of course, the younger the children, the more curve you can create, because it keeps them contained, doesn't it?
And that's all down to the seat mechanism, which is the special thing about, well, it is patented worldwide. So
show us how easy it is to fit one of these into this is a Fiat based.
You've got 2 uprights. The beauty of this is you don't need to make any fixings to your van, which clearly is a great thing, because if grandparents want to take their grandkids away, you don't want to ruin your van just to take them.
No, and it's important to mention this van is on display at the show. We cannot be screwing holes in it.
They wouldn't like it. So we've got 2 uprights.
So that's just stuck with some Velcro, sticky back Velcro.
Just to stop it moving. It's not structural. All of the strength I'll explain in a second. Right, so basically there's a system of poles. There's the patented part, which is the force triangle that goes over the headrests, and that allows the more weight in it, the more grip that each one is given. So they aren't totally independent, but they are totally independent, because the amount of grip is determined by the weight of the child. So very light child, very little grip. Very heavy child, lots of grip.
So that's the patented feature of this product, isn't it? So Richard's just stretching it over the headrests, and there's kind of 2 kind of bag sections, if you like, on the top that go over the headrest, and this is why you need to spec the van that you have so you get the right width and size Cabbunk.
That's it. It's really simple. It's large and small.
And this is a double bunk bed, isn't it, that we're putting up here? So we've got 2 bunks going in here. So the poles are adjustable.
You can have a single.
There's a single option too, true.
Yeah, and don't be put off by the fact that this moves, okay? When there's weight in the bunk, I'll stretch it in a minute. When there's weight in the bunk, this is rock solid. You can't move it.
Well, I guess the downward force pulls it close into the van.
Yeah, that's right.
It is really, really simple idea. And then the bottom bunk is just supported off the top, off the headrests.
That's right.
With straps. Again, the poles extend into these kind of P-clips.
Yeah, you can still use your bug screen here. Okay, and then simply to tension them, the seats move backwards. And
so that's pulling the seats away from the verticals, giving it the tension.
with the seat controls, I can make this come down like a travel cot. I can make it go flat if I wanted, but
So here you're just adjusting the back of the seat.
yeah, that's right. So it has a lot of adjustability to it, but it is really strong system.
So, Richard, we've just successfully put 2 extra beds in a van in under a minute.
Yeah, 35 seconds generally. Well, I like to think it's simple, strong, but light. It stores on the mum and dad's bed during the day if you have to drive. Most of the time, you can do this in the morning. You don't need to take the whole thing out to have breakfast. You can just
Fold it away.
Just like that.
So collapse the poles and fold the beds away.
Just like that. And then the kids can have breakfast. Mum and dad can have breakfast. Another thing is that kids love to lie in here and play cards, and family games are what holidays are about, aren't they?
Yeah.
And so they can be playing cards. If this was the additional third bed version, number one, you'd only have one extra bed, but you'd have lost all of the table and all of the sociable aspects. And in Britain, with the weather not being fantastic all the time.
So just to explain that a bit more then, so traditionally in a van conversion like this, we have the same, motorhomes, the third bed there's only 3 beds, often 4 seat belts. The third bed fills the table area and the width to the sliding door, which means you can't easily get in and out. And you've written off the lounge area too.
Completely.
So
you might need it. If everybody goes to bed at the same time, that's okay-ish.
Yeah.
But I call it a jigsaw bed, and if you want to know how easy they are to put out, ask the salesman at a busy show if he can show you the jigsaw bed. It's not popular because it takes ages, and you've got lots of extra cushions that you don't realise.
Which you have to transport as well.
Yeah, they're big. Whereas this just rolls up in that. We needed it to be effective, simple and usable. And we've sold 20,000 systems worldwide. We sell loads all over the place, Australia, France, Germany. I'm thrilled that we actually sell these to the Germans. That works for me.
Yeah. Well, and I know this came about because you had a 4-belted van conversion motorhome, didn't you? With only really the sleeping for 3, 2 plus 1. Yeah. And that's how you created this product, isn't it?
Well, our granddaughters arrived on the scene, and it was lovely, obviously, and we wanted to take them to places like Disney, Paris, and where you can camp on the car parks. But obviously we couldn't, because without ruining the van. That's my term, okay? Obviously I'm biased, but making this jigsaw bed is a nightmare at night. So we just thought this would be a better way. I searched the world for one, couldn't find it, remembered my old hammock bed thing, and then adapted it so that it worked in the cabs.
Fantastic. So it's October 2022.
Yeah.
What's the price of one at the moment?
Okay. A single is £219 in the UK plus P&P, and the twin is £349. I like to think that you could add a pop top, as is so popular, but they're like 7,000 to 10,000.
Yeah,
for the
that's incredibly good value.
It's better. It's simpler.
Well, if you're one of those families whose grandparents have bought a motorhome and they've bought it with only 2 beds, so they can't take the grandchildren, you might have just found the solution to mean they can.
Or they could share the van with the family. That'll be popular, won't it?
Well, I know lots of families with parents, older parents, that have done exactly this. So, Richard, if people want to buy a Cabbunk, where do they find out more?
On our website, www.cabbunk.co.uk, and you can buy them there and we'll send them anywhere.
Fantastic. Richard, I love the product. As a father of 4, this is a brilliant product, and it transforms a motorhome or campervan, which means we can take the kids in often a much cheaper motorhome than we might otherwise have to buy. And thank you for sponsoring the podcast with us. We love the fact that you've embraced us and are supporting us in the way you are. Well, have a great show. It's lovely to see you.
Thanks.
And see you soon.